Bright suns and rising moons, fellow droids. Welcome to Not the Droids podcast. I'm Danny.
And I'm Mary. Today we are talking about episodes 19 and 20 of Young Jedi Adventures titled Journey to the Bracca Badlands, The Search for the Missing Dunnels, The Spaceport Setback, and the Mission Mix-Up. When did they release?
So I misspoke last episode. I provided the dates they released on Disney and not Disney Plus. So Disney Plus, all episodes released March 19th for the rest of the season. And then they released on April 27th and May 2nd of this year. That was so not long ago on Disney.
No,
Like when I was this, I'm like, oh, that was a month ago.
it feels like forever.
Yeah, I feel like felt like we were waiting so long to like finally watch Unmasked. And I'm like, oh, that
Yeah,
wasn't actually as long ago as we thought. I guess Unmasked came out in March. So because they were doing weekly drops after that. So
yeah, that makes
I guess for that
sense.
one was a little long.
Weekly drops. I didn't even know that. I just assumed they all came out. Um,
They all come out on Disney Plus, and as people who are streamers, yes, we get them all. But on
oh,
air, it's a
oh,
weekly.
that's right. Like they actually aired the
Like
episodes.
when we were young,
I know. I was like,
you had to
what?
wait a week to see the next episode.
People watch cable?
Right.
Um, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, I liked these episodes, but like the 2 seconds of Nash that we got, I was like, I'm starting to get annoyed. I was like, we're just gonna forget about her.
We are not just for these four, but it looks like our next episode is a Nash focused episode. So it's coming, but it's been like a while. But even like
Well, she was in one of these four. I can't even, I think it was the spaceport one, but she
it
was,
it was the mission mix up because she
oh,
was
yeah, that's right.
captaining with
Oh, wait, she
Kai.
was in the spaceport setback, though, too, for like a hot
Yes, she
second.
was in two, yeah. So we did get her, but we're actually getting her own based on what I read about the summary, it looks like her own episode focus.
Yeah, I'm glad. So, like, the journey to the Bracca Badlands, I was like, oh, I don't know. I think that these are getting very repetitive, which talks to their audience, obviously. Um, I don't know. We got a droid in this one. I don't know that we caught a name.
M1.
Mimi?
I'm assuming Mimi. Um, and then and then she has her pick friends,
Oh,
which
yes, yes.
we've seen the pick picks
The
before.
little rats. The little
Yeah, the
rats.
pick picks.
So I really did love Mimi. I feel like this is finally like we got a droid in the episode that like actually did something to
Hmm.
contribute to the plot. It was cute. Um, I I'm trying to like really pull something from this episode, and I'm just like, they were just kind of running around.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the second one. This one was kind of for me a throwaway, unless we get these characters later.
I'm wondering if well, we have seen some of these characters before. I'm wondering if it's maybe not the characters, but we're learning a lot about like starships in here with the starship parts.
You think that's gonna come back around?
I don't know, maybe.
I did like to see that they were like bringing junkyard parts to the scrapper that they had met, which I
Hmm.
thought was cute. But at the same time, I was like, why are they flying a shuttle? Like I wanted to see Nash, which is why I couldn't get over it. I was
Yeah.
like, they're flying a shuttle, but whatever. The alien was so crazy. I was like, what is I was watching it and I was like, what is happening? What is this episode? What, it was weird.
It's fine. We got some creatures in there. We got some new
That's what I mean,
characters.
is it was some new creatures, new characters, but like
Yeah.
overall I was like, what was even the point?
Well,
Like what was
we
the
still have to
lesson?
remember there's a kid show here.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, where was
Yeah.
the lesson?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, I really did like the second one, The Search for the Missing Dunnels. I was like, we had talked about the like younger Jedi, and so we
And we
got
get Zadi.
Zadi.
Zadi has returned.
And
And we get
honestly,
like new possible villains. We get some thieves in here.
exactly.
I
The
feel like they may appear
Western,
again. Yeah.
we didn't really get names, but they were like,
The bandits, Emmett, Chip, and Z3OR.
oh yes, the bandits. I thought it was cute. I also would do the same thing, be like, hey, how do I know these are your Dunnels? Like I just found them. But I did like
Yeah,
to see
that's your dark side showing there.
I did like to see that like Zadi very clearly relates to like Lys's attention problems.
Oh,
And
I
so
was
like,
about to be like Zadi is straight up ADHD.
oh,
We get
100%.
Zadi. We know a
My
Zadi.
favorite is that he was just like, pull, turn, and then he's like, oh hey. And then I'm like, I was sitting there and I'm like, push, Zadi, push. Yeah. Well, I mean, Zadi and Lys are very similar, right? Because she gets distracted a lot. So
Hmm.
it was nice to see like this is like her teaching him some
Yes.
of the lessons that we saw her learn earlier in the
Yes.
show. And so I liked seeing that side.
Yeah.
And so we talked about like maybe we were gonna see the younger Jedi, and I hope they kind of do this a little bit more where they like
Yeah.
have Kakai teaching a younger
They're
one
like
and
they're
Nubs.
stepping into their leadership roles.
Yeah, so I really liked that. And I liked the little joke at the end where he was very much like checking that he locked the door.
Yes. I
But
mean,
yeah,
we all do it. Don't tell me you don't like double check to make sure the front door is locked before you go to bed.
I triple check everything.
Like we are all there. We have that. Did
100%.
I use the oven today? No. Did I make sure it was off? Yes.
But yeah, so that's why I liked it. I don't think he has a lightsaber that I saw.
I think he's youngling, like younger than ours.
Yeah, so like I don't even think they've gotten training sabers, these younglings.
Yeah.
So that's why, because I was like, even though they like caught up with bad guys, like she kept sending him to like watch the one Dunnel they had. Not that he did. Um,
I am also gonna stay. I love Lys's confidence when she goes, "You can try."
and she's by herself, right? So like we're so used to seeing her with the other two when they're taking on bad guys. So like to see her in the responsible role by herself,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh girl, like get like pop off. Like she's good." So I thought that was fun. I really did. And I wonder if maybe that's why I don't like the first episode as much because I was like, it's not really like giving story. And so, because
Yeah.
like the rest of these did, right? Like even the spaceport setback one, like it's
Hmm.
very much like they're jumping in to help someone.
So the spaceport setback one, I feel it's not said directly. Kai is struggling with the Cyrus situation.
Yes. So
And
I
he's
was
just like,
gonna
I just want to be. I'm
say,
like, no, we're getting emotional levels that
yeah,
Kai is struggling here. And it's about this situation. And he's like, he's us. I just want to stay in my room and read my book.
because he's like, I'm sick of pirates, right? Like
Yeah.
that's literally what he says. I just want to stay home and like not have to deal with pirates
I don't
and
want an
stuff like
adventure.
that. And
Which is
like we
funny
all,
because younger Kai was always like, let's find an adventure.
but I feel like this is growth, right? Like he's
Mhm.
acknowledging that he's just like not in the right headspace
Yeah.
and that he needs a break. And it's Liz, not even Nubs, like it's very much Liz who's like, I can fix this and not acknowledging like sometimes you don't need to fix it.
But it
And that
also
is,
feels like appropriate for Liz because sometimes she's just like, I just want to fix the problem.
yeah,
Um,
instead of like letting the feelings
I
happen.
feel like Nubs of all of them is the one to be like, let's go sit on my favorite tree and breathe a little and just,
Zen out. He does it every morning, right? Like he goes to his tree, he meditates or whatever. So it's like he's so very struggling this entire episode and like faking it because Liz is kind of
yes.
pushing him. And so that's why I thought it was hilarious because I honestly didn't even notice there were two of the same ships in the port. And so when I was
I
like,
think
why
that
are
was
you
purposeful.
no, I know it was, but like I was like, why are you bothering this droid that clearly doesn't want help?
Yeah.
They're like Liz is like pushing help on the droid, and then they mess it up. And I would be like so furious. I'd be like, I didn't ask for your help. And then
Now
when
you
you
got my
did
stuff
help,
all
you
stolen.
mixed up, and I don't want to have to go to Urim Tower. And that's
And
when
now
Kai was
Kai
like,
is also like, literally the one thing I told you I did not want today.
I didn't want
We're going
pirates.
straight into the belly of the beast. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, this is kind of like a little bit of the update we were looking for, right? Like what's
yeah.
going on with the Gangles, what's going on Yarum, like how is that affecting things? So I was glad we saw that, and I like that I forget the name of the shop owner that called them out for their disguises and was just kind of like, yeah, they're gonna recognize you in these. These are not good disguises. And I love every time that Nubs is the droid.
Yes. I love that Nubs is always the droid.
But yeah, so that's why it was
I
kind of
have her
nice to see.
name. It was, I did write it down. Uh, it was like Hoppy Hootie.
Yeah, Hootie. Yeah, we've seen her before.
Yes, we have seen Hootie before. Otherwise, it would have been really weird if like Kai was like, "That's my friend."
But no, so it was funny because like Nash was just flew them there and then slept in the ship to be like, let me know when you're ready to go. Which they needed her to, right? Like
Yeah.
it's that lesson that Yoda taught her. Like sometimes you really just need to be the pilot, so that we can call you when we have an issue. Um, but yeah, it was a good episode.
Yes. I loved the mission mix-up. We knew it was, well, one, you knew from the name, but as soon as like Master Zia was like, you can't always do what you're good at. I'm like,
I was
oh,
like, she's gonna
planned.
mess
This wasn't
stuff
a
up on
mix-up. This was a
purpose.
scheduled
When
outing.
they opened everything and they're like, we're on the wrong place. And I was like, Master Zia, you did this on purpose. I know you
Mhm.
did.
I liked the
Um,
reference to the Banthas.
yeah.
Did you catch the blue milk reference hanging out in there?
Yep. I did. And I never really like connected like Banthas and Bantha milk before this
You just thought it was
episode.
like a Star Wars name they added to it.
Yeah, it's like milk, Bantha milk. And then I was like, wait, no, these are Banthas. And that's milk
Yeah,
from the Banthas.
that is blue. It tastes like
Now,
crushed gummy bears.
so who do you think did the best in this episode of like figuring out what the other one would do? Like, did Liz do better or did Kai and Nubs?
Hmm. I feel like it may have been Kai and Nubs.
I was gonna say the
Because like
same.
Nubs was like already on it. And it took Liz longer than I thought necessary. Also, because like Liz pays attention to what her friends say. So I was kind of like, how'd you miss the plant thing? Because I know Nubs talked about plants too regularly. I know that's what he does.
Yeah. But that's why I also think that like Liz's task ended up being easier to figure
Yes,
out.
it's especially when it comes to like creatures having the ability to work with creatures is very different than facts to get you what you need.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I feel like, first of all, I just want to shout out, I think it happened like twice in this set of episodes where they asked permission to take speeders. And I
Yeah.
was like, because this is like a thing with me in Star Wars. It's like, why are
Yeah.
there always
You
speeders
get really
there?
upset whenever someone steals a speeder.
Like, is there no low jack or anything on these speeders? So the fact that they asked permission, like, can we take your speeders? Never mind the fact that Kai busted one up, which is annoying, but sure. Um, but yeah, so that's why it's like they had to drive these speeders, they had to go all of these places with the
Hmm.
things, corral these things. And I knew it was going to be the song because Liz said it in the
We knew it.
beginning of
She
the
already said
episode.
she wouldn't have sang it first thing unless it was coming back. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
as soon as
So
she sang,
it's,
I'm like, well, this is coming back.
but yeah, so that's where I was just like, they had a harder task.
Hmm.
There wasn't like anybody like they weren't fighting against anybody to get that book. They just had to dig and find the book. I was like, that was pretty anticlimactic. The only exciting thing was that like Nash got stuck in the plant.
Yeah, I feel like they would have probably been better off doing a Nubs oriented task than a Kai oriented because it was something like, oh, you need to
I
go
kind of
find
agree.
this specialty ingredient that is a plant. Like Kai knowing history, it didn't really pay off. So I think it would have been better, and I am biased because of Nubs, but I do think
No, I
had it
think it
been
would have.
like a plant focused, you need to go find this thing. Like it's hard to reach. We need it by this time because if it reaches this hour, it will no longer be like, there's the whole I will say, specifically after watching the spaceport setback, Liz is gonna be an amazing Jedi.
Yes.
Like when she did her, I was just like, ooh, she's
Can we also
also
just start?
listen braids.
Oh no, I was gonna say, did you see her hair? Like the nighttime hair? And I was like, oh, it solves the question I guess I didn't have, which was, does she sleep in her hair? And the answer is
No, she wears
no.
braids because we saw her twice in the braids.
I was like, oh hey, no, Liz is gonna be an amazing Jedi. I think out of this group of three, she might like excel the most.
Yes.
Um, I'm not biased or anything,
I
but
mean, we
yeah,
are so
no,
biased on our character love.
100%. It's
So
just
biased.
like no. Though I feel like Nubs is in a situation where he's gonna be like, I feel like he's gonna end up being like a youngling or a training Jedi longer, just because he's much smaller.
But you don't know when Poobians hit their growth spurt.
That's true. Can you
And
imagine?
because like this doesn't mean anything.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like with Yoda, he's powerful.
Yeah, you're
So
you're over here judging Nubs for being small. Yoda's the same size
I
as
think I'm
Nubs, and
just
Yoda's not
judging because
growing.
I've seen what an adult Pooba becomes. And we've even seen like an adult Pooba Jedi.
Yes.
So that's where I'm just like, I don't understand like if they don't grow at the same pace, like are they gonna stay at the same level?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but I will say the costuming changes, like the weird things that they did when they all had to have like a different, like when they were on the skiff, they had their robes, but then they were wearing like a version of a life jacket on top. And it looked
It
kind of like the fighter
that Luke
pilot
wears, I think that was
outfits.
purposeful. It was like mentally I saw it and I was like, oh, this reminds me of what the X-Wing flyers wear. And
Yeah.
Luke was wearing this. I'm like, this is where that's throwing me to. And I think that was more of an Easter egg than like anything else. Like,
Yeah. No, because I saw it and I was like, oh, have they been wearing those the whole time? Like since they were in the shuttle? And then I actually went back and I was like, no, it's
no, I actually liked it. I was like, oh, that's a cute little like
I
Easter
think it was a
egg.
little nod. But no, I am excited for us three. I am hoping that the evil droid comes back, Captain Black.
Black Bolt. I'm like, it's something to do
Okay.
with a droid.
I was just like, I know it's black.
Oh, I knew it was black, but I'm like, it has something to do with like parts or something, and I couldn't
Yeah.
like. get
Well,
there.
because like we haven't really gotten him back for a while
No, no.
since we like dropped him off on the other side of the galaxy.
Okay, so yeah, but the season, like, even though
Though
it
I
feels
wonder
like it
if
was
it's
forever away,
just gonna
that
be the
was actually season
Gangles.
two.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if it is just gonna be the Gangles and possibly Cyrus will come back.
Well, we're at episode 20.
There's only three left in the
There's only
season.
three left, and the end one is the Battle of Tanu, which I have a feeling is gonna. So I honestly don't know that we are going to see any new villains because I think they're gonna start wrapping up the pirate situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're not we're not the droids you're looking for.
But where are the droids you're gonna get?